Modern media has turned us into flesh zombies, spouting information that they have told us to spout. We are no longer free thinkers anymore. We are vessels of information. We're like sponges. We absorb what we see and we spit it out because we're in a positive feedback loop of only thinking one way. When we see stuff on social media and the news, we see it, we absorb it like a sponge, and then we just spit it out. And then we get positive feedback and dopamine, and we continue that loop. This is a problem because it inhibits our ability to think freely, to use our intellect and our intelligence in a positive way. If we do not have the ability to think freely, that means that we are not in control of our own destinies. We are just vessels of flesh doing whatever someone else tells us to do. We cannot think freely. We need to be able to analyze what we see and break it down and really try and figure out, who's sending this message, what are they saying really, why are they trying to say this. It's not just what you see is a fact. That's very rarely how things work. You need to be able to ask these questions, and if someone gets mad at you for asking these questions, that's a problem. You need to be able to ask these questions, and if you get them answered, then that's not a problem. However, you do need to analyze and evaluate what you see. Someone said it a while ago. I don't know. I don't remember the name from the top of my head, but they said everyone who sends any message, no matter who it is, no matter what the message is, it's always encoded in that person's own way. The person encodes it, and whoever receives the message has to decode the message. So I think what a lot of people fail to realize is they're not decoding the messages properly. They're failing to realize that the messages was encoded in a way that someone else who has their own thoughts sent it so that it can be interpreted in a certain way. I remember way back in like grade 3, we were taught about media literacy, and they taught us about all these like advertisers on TV and how they make everything seem so good. Like, they'll like advertise a burger, and it's like they make it seem all fluffed up and shiny, and it's not even like a real burger. It's just like fake ingredients and whatever, just to like make it look really good. So it's just false. It's like not reality. And we were taught that, and we were taught to interpret media and such that way. But instead, these days, everyone fails to do that. They fail to realize that because we're in a positive feedback loop, and thinking is actually, it puts a lot of discomfort on the person. You get a lot of negative results as to ask questions or think differently than what you're supposed to think. And that's the problem. We are at a stage where, if we don't recognize and realize this, it's only going to get harder and harder. And I think that there's going to be a point where we won't even realize that we're not even thinking for ourselves. It's just going to be someone else thinking for us, and we're not even going to realize it. We're just going to be ignorant to it, and we're just going to be just vessels just passing through, like doing whatever someone else tells us to think. We're not even thinking. We're beings not in control of our own thoughts. We're not in control of our destiny. So now more than ever, it is important for us to really take a moment and analyze our time we spend on social media, how our thoughts are influenced, and really realize the impact that this is having on our lives. With that being said, guys, it is now or never. Do not run from destiny.